President could clean up money in politics right now in advance of what may well be the most consequential election in the history of the United States, or at least in my lifetime, and probably your lifetime, because I'm probably older than you are. it's by simply issuing an executive order saying that if you're a federal contractor, in other words, if you get money from the federal government on a contract, and by the way, this isn't just like, Koch Industries kind of thing. This is, I was a federal contractor once. Back when we owned the ad agency in Atlanta, the ad agency itself was we were hired by the CIA, we were hired by the NSA, we were hired by Naval Intelligence, and we also offered seminars that were attended by virtually every government agency that there is, in addition to most of the Fortune 500 companies, on marketing and communications. But then after I sold the ad agency, I also did it was just a couple of day job as a government contractor. I got a call from one of these agencies. It was actually the NSA, and they said, can you want to come down here for a couple of days, and here's what we'll pay you, and we'd like you to teach us about something. And I can't go into it all, but it was something that I thought was a good thing, and I did it. And so so I was a federal contractor that year. And so the president could issue an order saying, people like Hartmann who are taking money from the government under federal contracts, at least this year. Now that was in 2000, must have been, it was 1998, I think. But in any case, anybody who gets a federal contract has to disclose if they make any political contributions. And, for up to 2 years, they can't bid on federal contracts if they spend a lot of money buying politicians or trying to influence elections, because, that might be things to their benefit. The president could do that. Number two, the Securities and Exchange Commission. They could make a rule requiring publicly traded companies to disclose all expenditures of money for political purposes, and to get the shareholders. This, by the way, from this piece written by David Schultz, professor of political science at Hamline University in Minnesota and a member of the Scholars Strategy Network, published over at TPM. The SEC could make a rule requiring publicly traded companies, this is Mary Jo White, to disclose all expenditures of money for political purposes. Number three, the FCC, that's Tom Wheeler, the guy who just affirmed net neutrality, which the Republicans are doing everything they can to take down. The guy who runs the FCC, he could order all broadcasters to give free time to members of to people, to serious, legitimate candidates running for the House, the Senate, or the White House. And the IRS could say, Karl Rove, or for that matter, Martin O'Malley, your super PAC, sorry, it's not nonprofit anymore. I don't think we're going to see it happen, but it would be a marvelous thing if it did.